Welcome everybody. Today we're going to be taking a look at a Squier 51. They're kind of a cross between a Telecaster and a Stratocaster. Pretty neat little guitars, affordable guitars. Everybody that's got them seems to really like them, but for some reason they can't, about 200, 225, something's about usually what they sell for, and you'd think as much as people like them, and it's kind of hard to get at times as they are, they would sell for a little more, but they're really a nice guitar. They have the thin body, like the Affinity Squiers or something, and then the later models like this one have the string through body, whereas the earlier ones, they didn't. It just had the top loader bridge. But they, you've got your single coil in the neck position, humbucker in the bridge position, but you have a coil tap, or whatever you want to call it, split coil, whatever, for the humbucker. And then you don't have, that's your volume, and then you've got a three-way switch, which is neck, middle, and then bridge. So you don't have any tone control. So that's one thing that maybe, some people don't care for not having, which it's no deal to change that. If you, into modding a few things, you got your jack here on the corner, which is loose as usual. And, just your regular saddles and the bridge, kind of like a hardtail Strat, and this one has the maple fretboard, and I'm not sure if all of them do or not. Then you've got your typical tuners, string trees, Telecaster style headstock. A nice neck on it, a really nice feeling neck. Kind of a neat little guitar. So anyway, today I'm going to be changing the strings, checking the frets, just to kind of, clean up, general overview. So if that's something you're interested in, just stick around. All right, I went ahead and got the strings taken off, and I want to polish these frets and probably work on these fret ends just a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and pop the neck off, seeing as how we have that option. We won't have to worry about getting any kind of shavings or whatever on the pickup. So I'm going to go ahead and take this neck off. Alrighty, got that out of the way. That way we don't have to worry about it. I use steel wool cleaning these frets, and I mean, everybody always talks about fret eraser and this and that, and that's all fine. I've never I just use steel wool. I always have. I protect the pickups on a set neck or neck through guitar, but to me the steel wool just does a better job. And but I'm probably going to work on some of these fret ends just a little bit, and I'm using a StewMac fret end file. They're a little pricey, but they're worth the price. Files are one thing you don't want to cut corners on. As far as like the fret crowning file, the Hosco, the nut files, I use Hosco. I don't, you can get by on the cheap on filler gauges and fret rockers and, even notch straight edges, stuff like that. But when it comes to your files, you're better off to spend the money and get a good quality file. So I'm just going to clean up a little on these things. I mean, it's not going to take a whole lot. But this file has a rounded edge and then a flat edge. And then you have your file part, your teeth on both sides. And then you can just work it around. And I don't have a good angle to show all this, but I'm just going to go down through here and just work these edges on both sides, and then kind of we'll go from there. Okay, on this last one, I was just going to try to maybe get the best I can to where anybody could see, and I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get it to where anybody can see it or not. But, when you're using this file like this, have your beveled end, rounded end down, and then you just come in and you just kind of roll it. And I usually use my finger as a guide. I'll try to keep it back so you can see, but just kind of roll it up and around at the same time. And then, but I usually just use my finger as a guide, because if you're uncomfortable doing it till you get used to doing it, you may want to actually tape your fretboard up. But, if you do it enough, you just get to where you don't even, think much about it. But you just kind of give it a little roll. It don't take a whole lot. And these frets really weren't that bad. So, but anyway, that's just a demonstration of how I do it. Like I say, I usually use my finger as a guide and just come in like that, and then do it this way, and kind of roll it over. And you can feel if you got any sharp edges, but those weren't really that bad. They were actually in pretty good shape. So, it wasn't that I had to do a whole lot just to make them a little bit more comfortable. Okay, once I finished with the fret end file, I took some 400 grit paper, and just kind of hit the ends of the frets lightly, making sure not to damage the corner of the fret, the fretboard, and then some 8,000 like emery cloth, really, real fine, and just kind of polish the ends, and that way that don't hurt the fretboard. Now what I'm going to do is take my steel wool and clean, polish these frets up real good with it. And that'll bring the shine out of them, slick them up good. And a lot of people tape up the whole fretboard, but I don't see any point in that. I put down 2 pieces of tape, and then I do 1 fret. And then when I can see what I'm doing, I just move the tape down to the next fret. I'll polish it, and then I just keep, and if this tape wears out, I'll change it, but usually I'll use no more than 4 pieces of tape on the neck. So that saves a lot. I mean, that tape ain't exactly cheap, so that saves a whole lot of tape. There's no reason to tape and try to cut it to fit. And I have some of those, see if I can find any of them. Yeah. These little fretboard protector things that go on here, and you're supposed to be able to polish the fret with that on there. I find them totally worthless. They're too thick, and you can't really get down in there. You can't get down there far enough to really give a good polish. So I don't like them myself, so I just use the tape and the steel wool. Okay, just finishing up these last the last few frets here. Really didn't take much. This guitar has really not ever really been played. I mean, the frets were a little bit tarnished and a little bit rough, actually, probably just from the factory. Not, I won't say necessarily rough, but they weren't just exact, as slick as they are now. But this guitar, in fact, I think the strings that I took off of it were probably the strings that actually came on the guitar when it was new. So, yeah, this guitar's not hurt. And these are a kind of a neat guitar. I mean, kind of a cross between a Strat and a Tele, but they kind of have their own little thing. Sometimes if you got something in the studio, you're just searching for that certain guitar that's got that certain sound to it, and that's kind of the way these are, they kind of got something a little different, kind of like some of the old 60s Japanese guitars, kind of got their own little unique sound to them. And I've heard of a lot of people that changed out the pickups and then ended up going and putting the original pickups back in. And speaking of that, if you're a regular subscriber, keep up with the channel. I just finished up the made in Japan Strat that I bought, and I'll tell you, I'm in love with that guitar. But I put the Guitar Madness smooth velvet pickups in it, and I think I said the video $36. It was like $27. So I paid for those 3 pickups. They're not bad. They're way better than a pickup that you would get off a standard, like an Infinity or something Strat, but they're nowhere near as good as what I really wanted. So I actually ordered another set of these Iron Gear, the Texas Locos, and I'm going to put them in there. I've already got them in my Stevie Ray Vaughan. So, and I'm a little bit weird about buying the same pickups to go in 2 different guitars, but I like them so well in that Stevie Ray Vaughan. And not that the Guitar Madness pickups are bad pickups, because they aren't. But they're just not quite, just not quite what I was looking for. They lack just a little bit of clarity. And the Iron Gears now, I think they're like 73 pounds. They come from the UK, and that translates to around $100. And it seems like, lately, what I'm seeing is that I have to spend close to $100 on a set of pickups, or on a pickup, to get a set of pickups that's got real clarity to them. I mean, if you understand what I'm saying about that. Okay, while we've got the neck off, the strings, see, look here, there we go. While you always want to check these nuts, and I've already noticed one of them being loose. If I can find the right size, which I guess I can just go ahead and get the little wrench. But that's one thing I always check. Because wood contracts and expands. See, they're all loose. That was really loose. But the wood contracts and expands winter to summer, whatever. Wintertime is when they're most likely to be loose, because depending on the climate control you have, or if you're gigging, you got your guitar out in the summertime, a lot of humidity, the wood's going to swell. In the wintertime, when there's a lot of heat, dry air, it's going to contract, and these will get loose. So, and they've also got on the back, they've got the 2 pins that hold them in position. Pretty decent pretty decent little tuners on here. I did notice, and I don't know if this light's going to show it. Not really. Right in here, there's a little bit of cut of black where it's looks like this thing is hung on a stand, a hanger in a store for a long time. Yeah, let's make a big mess. And it kind of marred it up. That took some of it off. That didn't get it all, but that got some of it. Okay. There's another little bit right in there. Yeah, that's one more time later on that'll get that. Okay. All right. So that's got our frets polished up, the fret end's done, and like I said, you can see in the light, you know, man, these things are shiny now. They looking good. Got it wiped down, cleaned up. Got our nuts tight here. So let's see. While I got it right here off the guitar, let's get on the right scale. Oh yeah. Yeah, we're looking good. I think we're fine with all of that. If you want to get into setting the action, truss rod, string height, intonation, there's a channel that's made just for that. Hang on a minute. Let me get this towel changed, get rid of all this steel wool, and I'll be back. Okay, that's the new strings. The intonation is correct. The action is correct. Everything, the neck relief is correct. No problems nowhere, no how. Just trim these ends off. Save our eyesight. And that's a wrap. Woo, let her get to stretch them out. Already out of tune, but set a Ernie ball 46 to 10. It's pretty good strings in my opinion. That's usually all I use unless somebody asks for something different. Even on the acoustics, I use the Ernie Ball earthwood strings. I mean, I just like Ernie Ball strings. I guess it's because I've used them for so many years. You can get them about anywhere. If you're out on the road traveling, you need strings. You can get them anywhere. So, but yeah, these are a pretty interesting little guitar. If something you're interested in, check them out on eBay somewhere. I don't think they're in production right now. I can't remember exactly the year. Seemed like they had an early 2000, like a 2005 run or something, and then maybe again on later on. Let's see, is that serial number, if you can read it. I don't know if that thing's going to show it or not, but it's ICS 140903938. So some of you Squier aficionados out there can probably tell me what year this is. I'm just guessing that it's probably a 14. That's the first two numbers. I'd say it's. So maybe they made a run around 2005, 2014 of these particular ones, but they're pretty neat little guitar. This one's going to play fine. I apologize to all my subscribers, regular viewers, that I hadn't got more videos out lately. We actually have caught some decent weather down here, and I've been working on my guitar shop. There was an old cannon house on the property, and years ago, you know, the family that lived here had a big family, grew a big garden, so they canned all these vegetables and stuff, and had this house where they done all the canning and whatnot. So we're converting that into a guitar studio workshop type thing. So, you know, we're trying to put a lot of thought into it and set it up right with the right lighting and the right, where we can get the right camera angles, the right audio, everything. We're trying to put some thought into it. So, you know, maybe one of these days this channel won't always be this old back bedroom hashed out kind of thing. So, we've been trying to, while the weather's good, to work on that and get that done. So I may do a little short video on it as we're coming along with it if you're interested. This got a whole bunch of stuff that I've mentioned that I just hadn't got to. We got you know, I want to do some wax potting, some pickups, building a pedal board, a lot of stuff. I just don't have time. So anyway, I don't want to just get too long. If you hadn't subscribed, I'd appreciate you, you know, subscribing, hitting the little bell. If you are subscribed, man, I really appreciate you guys. I mean, I really do, and enjoy the comments, and the back and forth is really good. And you know, if this was informative, give me a thumbs up. If it wasn't, give me a thumbs down. But at least this is a video that did not pertain to NAMM Winter 2020 at all. So, hey, thumbs up for a no NAMM video. So, until the next time, see you later.